Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Marcel here. Welcome everyone. Sorry for my bad sound quality. It might be a bit echoey, but actually I can't really help it because 2 days ago I just moved into a new home and I still couldn't build my office. So in the upcoming few days, I will be able to build my office, but it just loaded with lots of stuff. So I just packed in everything there. So I didn't even have a chance to build this setup for myself. So currently I'm just working from the living room now at a really small table. Everything is a mess around me, so we still have lots of stuff to do, lots of work to do, but mainly just, unpacking, moving in, assembling the furniture, everything like this. So yeah, but finally we are in the new home and yeah, it's pretty nice here. I'm really happy that we could finally move in. But I will be back. From tomorrow, I will be back. Yeah, yesterday and today I couldn't manage any session. I couldn't hold the live sessions. I couldn't send you markups. That's why the coaches handle the sessions because, yeah, there was just no space for me to do it. But anyways, from tomorrow, I will be back and I will be sending you the markups and I will be trading live with you and stuff like this, like the usual stuff. But now I'm just making a recap video for you about last Thursday's trade because I still couldn't find any time to make that video. So here it is. I'm making the breakdown and recap of 24th of August on GBP USD. So first of all, let me just show you the markups that I sent you on that day. It was a pretty simple markup that I sent you. You can see that this was the 5-minute markup. We were expecting these three plans. First of all, reaction on this 5-minute supply confirmation, but I just texted that careful, it could be part of the liquidity. Second plan, if price mitigates the demand down here, then change of character longs to the upside. Or if price can mitigate the supply and just simply straight heads down to this demand, then I will wait for a change of character and longs up to any supply. So these were the three easy plans that we were waiting for on Thursday. So let me just show you the real price action that has happened. I just replayed back to where the markups were sent. So let me just hop onto the 1-minute chart. And let's play price forward. So, these were the plans, waiting for a reaction here on this supply shorts or waiting for a reaction here on this demand longs. Only plans. These were the only plans we were waiting for. So let me just play price forward. Yeah, it mitigated the demand. So after demand mitigation, we can wait for a change of character. But afterwards, it just seems like that it broke below the demand on the 1-minute time frame. But at this point, I was just waiting for a few more candles. And at this point, when these really nice inefficient and volume push has started to the upside, I switched to the 5-minute time frame to check if there was any break of this area. And I just noticed that price didn't break this zone. It just simply wicked below the zone, meaning liquidity has been swept. Meaning this bottom, the end of the demand, the low point of the demand has been swept out, and price just grabbed some of the orders from there before creating this reversal movement to the upside. So basically, price closed inside of this demand on the 5-minute time frame and on the 50-minute time frame too. But mainly we're just counting the 5-minute because this is a 5-minute area. So, if the 5-minute candle closes inside, then it's just a simple sweep. If the 5-minute candle closes below, it's a break. But in this case, it was a simple sweep. And right after the sweep, price reversed to the upside aggressively, leaving a flip zone behind, making our plan valid. So the plan that I created here became valid because price just mitigated the demand and changed the character. Basically, it was a flip here, which is also a change of character. It doesn't really matter, not liquidity, sorry. So it just created a really nice flip, and the flip and the volume and the inefficiency and everything has started from this perfect valuable demand here. So basically, at this point, I just did set a limit order immediately. And yeah, let me just play price forward. I did set a limit order here on this demand. And I used, I believe, a 2.5 pip stop loss because my final TP was like 1.8.5. Yeah, this was my stop loss size, so I used the 2.5 pip stop loss. At this point, I did set a limit order. I was waiting for a tag in. Price just created a middle of nowhere reversal here, which was actually liquidity. I was thinking about setting another decisional entry here, but actually wasn't actually here in front of my computer. I had a pending limit order and I left to, I believe, I went down to the shop to grab something. So I wasn't even here. When I arrived back, price was somewhere around here inside of the decisional POI. So I was thinking about opening a manual order right there, but actually I didn't. And the Xtreme just got tagged in. So I was tagged in on the Xtreme. If I would have opened the position on that decisional, it would have been a stop loss. But anyways, the Xtreme surged with nice amount of profit. So actually, if you open the position here and here, it doesn't really matter because you still booked profit because it did hit a partial point, you will see. But yeah, anyways, if you open the position on the decisional and the Xtreme too, then you still did a great job because technically that's the plan. Actually, I was just not in front of the computer to open the decisional. When I arrived back, I didn't even have time because price was inside of it. I was a little bit hesitant, and even when I could set my limit order, I could I could press the sell button. Price already broke below the demand, so I just keep the decisional one. But if I would have been in front of the computer, I would have entered there. So yeah, actually, the Xtreme got tagged in, and it was hesitant for a little bit around the entry POI, but then it started to blow up to the upside. And my partial point was at 1 to 4.1 risk-reward ratio here, somewhere around here. So my partial point was at this point. Basically at 1.4 risk-reward ratio, I removed 50% off of the whole position right here at this point. Yeah, this was my partial. Right after respawn, price just created a pullback, and it hit my break-even point. So yeah, I just booked nice amount of profit, 1.4 risk-reward ratio partial on this trade. And yeah, basically that's it. The whole forecast worked out perfectly. If you follow my instructions that I listed here on the forecast and the markup, you could just book profit on this trade. So literally, guys, just take a look at my markups. Expect these movements. If any of these movements happens, enter in a trade. Basically, this was a perfect trade. This was a perfect POI that flipped the supply, the less recent supply, created liquidity above it. Basically, the decision was the liquidity for it, but you could use the risk with entry here, so it doesn't really matter. But the Xtreme was more valid than the decision because the Xtreme could flip a valuable supply, and the decision actually didn't really break anything besides this supply, which wasn't really valid and valuable. But yeah, anyways, if you follow my markups, following this simple markup right here, you could book profit on this trade. And just book like, I don't know, 2.5K, 3K, $3,000 on this trade. So yeah, it was a pretty nice trade. Besides that, it did hit my break even after the partials. I consider this is a pretty nice trade. Yeah, I could just scan the criteria for you. And the criteria will be, the first criteria will be the higher time frame mitigation. Second criteria will be the liquidation, because this was a buy trap right here. Small percentage mitigation, change of character to the upside here, and sweep of the small percentage mitigation into the deep region. Sorry. So yeah, that was the second criteria, and there was liquidity above this area also, in a form of a double bottoms right here. So here was perfect double bottoms that has been swept into this region. So the liquidation criteria is there. Third criteria was the pro trend, because 15 minutes was following a bullish order flow, pro trend. And the fourth breaks criteria was inefficiency. Perfect inefficiency has been started from this candle. Fifth criteria was the flip or the change of character. Sixth criteria was the 50% mitigation of this area, more than 50% obviously. Seventh was the V-shape rejection coming down, sweeping the liquidity, immediately reversing to the upside. Seventh is the V-shape. Eighth one was a liquidity to target. There was lots of liquidity that we could target. Here was liquidity on the lower time frame even. Here was liquidity on the higher time frame that we could target. So there was lots of liquidity that we could target. That is the 8th criteria. 9th criteria was the strong pro-corrective pullback. Long movements for me were much stronger than the short movement in this scenario. If you take a look at this chart, you can see that longs are much more volumey, much more inefficient than the shorts. Shorts are basically inefficient. Shorts are efficient. You can see there's no inefficiency on any of the short movements. So that was the 9th criteria for me. 9th criteria. We could count the decisionless come by liquidation, but I won't count it And I won't count the price wasn't coming from a mitigated opposite-sided zone, because price mitigated a 5-minute supply before tagging me in the entry. Let me just show you before. Let me just remove the numbers. So price mitigated the 5-minute, basically sub-supply here. This week has been mitigated on the 1%, and after mitigation, price tagged me in the trade, but it still had 9 criteria. So if it has 9 criteria, I'm entering in the trade, regardless of the outcome. You know me. And yeah, basically this can't really be counted as a mitigation, because this is a weak zone. Weak zone has been mitigated on like 0.01%, and it was a set rep. Also, it was a liquidity point. It was a substructural supply. But still, if you want to be really strict, it was a mitigation of an opposite-sided higher time frame zone. So this trade only had 9 criteria. So that's it about this trade. And yeah, as I said, see you tomorrow, guys. I will be sending you the markups, so I will be here in the sessions. And yeah, see you soon.